Hello, everybody. Welcome to TUBETALK Live. Are we ready to do this? Everyone can hear me. Everyone's cool. We're ready to go. So TUBETALK Live is essentially a mix of a podcast, a live stream, and a fireside chat with the vidIQ crew. Each time we're going to do this, we're going to chat about a specific topic, a specific issue, a common question that you guys have had, and we'll open it up to Q&A as well. So lots of value, lots of exciting stuff. But doing this alone is fun, but it's much more interesting when we have the vidIQ crew joining us. So today I have got Mr. Dan. He is our resident gaming master, channel auditor, and fellow butcherer of names. Dan, say hello to everybody.
Hi. Yeah, thanks for all the titles. Appreciate that.
No, quite descriptive, right? And then, of course, we've just to make it a nice three-way conversation, we've also got Mr. Travis, a fellow channel auditor who is extraordinaire. He's also YouTube coach to the stars, and I'm talking about mega stars on YouTube. Travis, welcome to TUBETALK Live.
Hey now, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Looking forward to talking about something that's incredibly important and well overlooked.
This is going to be fun. We're going to have lots of fun, guys. By the way, if you're in the stream, thank you for hanging out with us. If you know, the couple of rules for these streams is obviously no spamming. If you're not getting any value, please feel free to leave at any point in time. This is all about our community, all about helping each other, being nice and supportive and positive. If you're not enjoying this, it's okay. We'll be fine. So you can leave at any moment in time. We'll be okay. So today, it's all about real YouTubers who wanting to do real cool stuff, who really want to understand their channels, who really want to do the work, get those subscribers, get those views. So as Travis said, a topic that is completely overlooked time and time again is all about your YouTube channel page. Are you set up for success, or is it actually costing you views, costing you subscribers? People come to your channel, they're not interested, and they leave immediately. Well, that's our topic today. This is going to be fun. Guys, are you ready to rock and roll? Let's do this.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys do channel audits every Tuesday. And every Tuesday you see similar type of stuff. And you always, you seem to be repeating the same thing again and again. Are people not understanding the value of their channel YouTube homepage? What do you guys think?
I'll let Travis take this first, I guess.
Yeah, it's critical because I think what a lot of people don't remember about the homepage is the vast majority of people that end up on your homepage are people who do not know who you are. There are two ways to set up the homepage. There's for returning subscribers and for people who are not subscribed, and you should be taking advantage of both. More importantly, though, the ones for the people who are not subscribed, because literally this is their first impression of your channel. This is them trying to figure out if they're interested in watching more of your content. And the reality is most people have so many subscriptions, they're not looking to subscribe to a new channel. They're not out there just looking for a new channel. Think about it yourself when you go through YouTube. Are you out there looking for a new channel to subscribe to? Probably not. You're just looking to be entertained or educated. It's up to you to convince them to do that very thing. Watch more of your content and subscribe. And there's so many ways of doing it, which we will cover today.
Dan, what are your thoughts on the homepage?
Sorry, say that again?
What are your thoughts on the homepage? First impressions.
Yeah, you had mentioned that we do these channel audits every week, and we tend to give a lot of that same advice. And that's because it is very overlooked. And I think people have this tendency to give it just like it's the last thing they worry about. They're more focused on the videos that they're making today, having a good thumbnail and their titles and everything. And you get to their channel page, and especially for us as people who are asked to audit them, hey, can you tell me what I'm doing wrong? It makes it incredibly difficult to get an overview of who they are or who their content is for when they don't even have a banner. They're using the default banner with the cityscape in the background, or it's a mountain and it's a gaming channel, but they have like a nature-y kind of background or something they just picked up from Google. And it's just so critical to fill that out and give people an understanding of who you are. If they're willing to go to your channel page, which is already awesome, it's time to make sure that was worth their while.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that a lot of people kind of discover your YouTube channel by accident, right? You typically go and you do a search, you see a whole bunch of videos, you maybe see a kind of a title or a thumbnail that got your attention, and then you click on the channel name. So, hey, I like this. What else has this person got? and then they land up on your channel, and the channel in first impressions really needs to sell what you do. So the first place to look at, as Dan mentioned, is your channel banner. That is the first eye-catching thing that they see. It starts at the top, first impressions count, and the channel banner is critical, and it has to tell you two things. It's got to tell you the what and the why. What is your channel about? Why should I subscribe? Dan and Travis, you guys have seen lots of different kind of variations of this. Are there any tips on the channel banner that are really something that we should be looking at to make our channel banner even pop even more?
I always like to see someone's value proposition in their channel banner. Something that's going to tell me upfront. It's the biggest, most colorful thing you have on your whole YouTube page. Otherwise, you're at the mercy of just what a web page looks like. You know, just it's either in dark mode or light mode, and there's some buttons, and there's just not a whole lot of artwork there. Your banner is big, it's eye-catching, and it can be, like I said before, underutilized quite a bit. So having something that shows your personality up front, and then also just a little tag at the bottom, like, what am I going to get if I subscribe to you? What's your whole thing? What are you all about? I feel like that's the most important thing in that channel banner.
Travis?
Yeah, I mean, definitely trying to figure out what the person's going to get by watching your content, or perhaps even subscribing, is really important to get that across. And some people are trying to be a little too cutesy. We've seen a couple people overcomplicate that, but sometimes it's just a super simple 3-word phrase, whatever it is that you're bringing value, and that value can be education, entertainment, it could be anything. What type of value you're bringing, and why should someone watch more of your content?
Actually, that's a great point, and a good idea as you're listening to this, if you're not watching this on the live stream, is to fire up the vidIQ YouTube channel. So go to youtube.com/vidIQ so we can actually reference some of those materials that we're seeing. And as you can see on the vidIQ channel, we have Rob Wilson smiling there, a bit creepy, but he's smiling anyway. And he's pointing at vidIQ. You're following his finger. It says creator obsessed YouTube education. You know that you're going to get YouTube education on this channel. Big green kind of focus to say start now. It's all centered in the middle, so we know it's going to work well on mobile. So somebody who just discovers the channel by accident, because they happened to like one of those videos, instantly can see the value that vidIQ brings. It's clean, it's to the point, it shows, it's got emotion, it's got a finger pointing, and now you know, oh, hold on, I'm like this channel, this is what I was looking for, let me start scrolling down. And scrolling down is the next point. Well, you've got their attention. Now what? What comes next? Is that a channel trailer, perhaps? What do you guys think of your channel trailer? Should it be a channel trailer? Do you guys use a channel trailer? Have you got any other tips on trailers?
Yeah, personally, I have a real philosophy about this page. Again, you can split this page into for returning viewers and people who are not subscribed to your channel. And it's my philosophy that for returning subscribers, having your latest video there is fine, because they're already interested in you. They're going to watch a 20-minute video or whatever the case may be. It's also my thought that for people who are coming to your channel for the first time, maybe they watched another video, clicked on your name, and they've landed on your homepage. They're not necessarily committed to any of your content. They're trying to figure out if they're even interested in watching more. So to put your latest video there, to me, is a waste. Instead, I think you should do something very intentional, something that's like no longer than 45 seconds, because to be honest, that's about all the more you're going to get out of them. So you might as well take advantage of it. And I believe you should do something very similar, very simple, very intentional. Something like, hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Travis. I do tech reviews here. And then maybe show some B-roll and that sort of thing. Show some of your best stuff. And then at the end of that video, tell people, and I have a playlist just for you. It's right below. I'll see you down there. Like, really take them on a journey, because they don't know where to look anyway. So you might as well take advantage of that little bit of, hey guys, welcome to my channel, and have them look at that trailer and go, okay, what's going on here? He knows that it's my first time here, and take them on that journey and tell them to go somewhere specific. We can talk about playlists later, but to me, that's my philosophy, especially for the portion of people that are not subscribed. And for me, returning subscribers, do whatever you want.
Travis, that's great, because remember, the channel trailer is the stuff that automatically just starts to play.
Right.
So it's a good way to instantly grab their attention so they know that they're in the right place. Dan, what are your thoughts on channel trailer?
I love channel trailers, and it's a shame because I see so many that aren't using it, in my opinion, properly at all. I've seen some though, like where people, like Travis said, 45 seconds, some of them a minute long, where they actually like made a video that is specifically for the channel trailer, and it takes you on a journey, or it's just, you know, that person who pops up and says, "I'm me, and here's what I'm all about." And those are always my favorite trailers because I don't have to dig around and try to figure out by digging through playlists and content that ends up being years and years old what's going on these days. What are they uploading to their channels? What's this person about? Because as long as you keep that channel trailer up to date, you will probably have the easiest time communicating that to your audience. And I think that's another thing. It's really not a one and done. As you evolve as a creator, you need to constantly update that channel trailer because at some point you may pivot. You may be doing like tech reviews, and then you find out that laptops are just like the bread and butter of your channel, and you just never go back to doing phones or anything else. You might want to update your channel trailer. You might want to explain from years ago, "Hey, I'm a tech guy. I cover all things tech." Nope. Now you're a laptop guy. You cover all things laptops. So it's important, I think, to keep that up to date.
Okay. Can I be a little bit contradictory, or just a different view, I suppose, on channel trailer? So I think the point of the channel trailer is essentially to grab somebody's attention so they understand what your channel is about, right? As you guys have said. What I do on my channel trailers is that I actually put even for new subscribers, I look at the last month, the last 30 days, and I see the video that brought me the most subscribers, and I make that as my channel trailer. And here is why. If the point of the channel trailer is to show value of your channel, and you have a video that brought you lots of views, lots of subscribers, in other words, there's value there, then I make that my channel trailer. And now people who see that video, chances are pretty good that they're going to get it, because that's what I do on the channel. And either they hit that subscribe button or they don't. So again, just a different view and a different tips that you can try. Either create a dedicated channel trailer, but as the guy says, it's got to be pointy, it's got to be quick, it's got to be sharp, to the point. Tell them what the channel is about, B-rolls, and then, as Travis said, playlist, which we're going to get to now. Or do another option, which is maybe find your popular video and make that as your channel trailer. And I know that definitely has had a huge impact on my channel because it was a good video. I know it was good because YouTube told me it was good. My subscribers told me it was good. My viewers told me it was good. Well, I've made that my channel trailer. So you've got a couple of options to play with. And as we always say at vidIQ, you have to experiment on your channel. What works for one channel might not necessarily work for another. So the only way to know is you've got to try. But do not neglect your channel trailer. Again, it's all about impressions of your channel. It's all about showing value. And at every opportunity that you can, do that. So we spoke about the channel banner. Next up is your channel trailer. Grab that opportunity and you can see it. If you look at the vidIQ channel, you can see that our channel trailer, the first thing that you see right at the top is how to get 4,000 hours watch time on YouTube in 2020. It's pointy, it's to the top, it tells about education, this is what we do, and it offers immediate value. If somebody sees that, well, they're going to get excited and say, okay, this vidIQ guys can really help me on my journey. What else have they got to offer? And now, speaking of what else, what's our next option, guys? Once we've set up our channel trailer, what's next?
Playlist.
Okay, that wasn't even rehearsed. Okay, playlist. Let's talk about playlist. Do people have playlist strategies? Do you guys have any tips for them? Because I have seen playlists just become holding buckets for stuff, things, and bunches. No thought behind it. How important are playlists, and should they be on the homepage?
Yeah, I have definitive thoughts about this, and I actually have a definitive strategy, and I'm going to give a little bit of reason why. So to the trailer idea, like we talked about, you get someone to go down to hopefully this playlist, which should be, in my opinion, especially on the side for the people who are new to this channel. You can call it new to this channel, never been here before, watch these, something like that. And Leron's going to be happy about this because my actual strategy is very similar to what he said for his trailer. I'm using it in a different way. So Leron's using his most kind of subscribed video as his trailer. I'm using several of those videos in the first playlist. So in other words, I'll go to the channel auto feature here on vidIQ. I will look at I'll look at a video that gets me the most subscribers, one that gets me the most retention, one that gives me like the best, engagement or whatever. I'll put like those 3 into that playlist. So I have a really killer playlist. Like I know because the data tells me that. I don't have to guess what to put in that playlist. I do want to put my best foot forward. And by naming it new to this channel, someone who is new to the channel is absolutely going to click it. Case in point, I did this exact strategy with a channel with over 3 million subscribers. And in less than a month, it became their #1 playlist on their entire channel. That playlist, the new to this channel playlist, over all the other hundreds of playlists they have, the #1 viewed playlist is new to this channel. So it's absolutely critical that you take advantage of this. If a channel with millions upon millions of subscribers can see the needle move, you can absolutely see the needle move on your page as well.
So Travis, just to be clear on what you do, so for those who are kind of new at creating playlist, you create a playlist, and in the playlist, you name it new to this channel or first time here or something that conveys the message that somebody who's fresh, who doesn't know you, this should be their starting point. That's the first thing you said?
Correct. Yeah.
Then you said, go find your couple of top videos which are bringing you subscribers, views, good retention, because obviously those are killer signals that other people have given you to know that those videos are successful.
Yes.
Group all of those together, and that's a good place to start, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can do other things by having like an actual curated playlist of specific topics, which is what was my original strategy. And then I realized that just using the data is all I need to do. I just need to find the videos that people are actually watching, and our channel auto feature tells you that. So there's no reason to ignore that. And that playlist is the one that's been really doing very well.
Love it. Okay, great tip. I've actually made a note for myself to redo my start playlist. Okay, love it. Dan, any thoughts on playlist? How would you use them? Maybe even from a gamer's point of view specifically, because gamers have always in this weird limbo space of how do they pop? How do they get that attention? What are your tips for playlists?
Well, yeah, so I'll tackle this from the gamer angle. My channel these days is mostly a hobby. I don't have as much time for it as I used to. So I've set it up to where anything, I try to make my playlist and everything on my channel like just high value. So when people jump into my channel, they'll see a trailer. It's actually not the one I described because I haven't had time to sit down and make a trailer. My channel is always changing because I'm just experimenting with it all the time. So it's just a video I like, and it's short, and I think it's just going to be one of those things that people kind of laugh at, and maybe they'll subscribe, maybe they won't. Underneath that, my first playlist you see are just my latest uploads, because to me, I feel like that's going to give you these days the best indication of what's going on my channel. But I love that idea of a specific one right on top that's like, are you new here? Because that's very direct. That's just pointing to it very specifically, like not just my latest uploads, but the videos that I think represent my channel the best. Boom, right here. But I always feel it's important somewhere to put your latest uploads as well on your list of playlists. So I have my uploads, and then what I do is my most current series, if you will be following that. So if I'm doing, let's say I'm reviewing a bunch of mods for Minecraft or something, that's going to be a playlist, and it's going to be, only those. So not just all my Minecraft videos shoved into one massive playlist. No. These are the mod reviews. So if you're looking for a mod, if you're like, I'm looking for a new mod, you can go to that playlist and say, oh, these are all of those, and scroll through it and find the ones you want to watch. Or if you're just looking to learn about as many as you can, hit play, sit back, and just, let it roll. So I like to do things like that. I also in the past did episodic series that were very story driven with games. So those would be on there too, on the front page, my favorite one or the one I was currently doing or so forth. So it's always very current. I'm always going to my channel page and updating it.
Okay, love it. So it's about making it relevant for your audience, getting their first engagement, getting their first view on things. So they've just landed on your channel. What are they going to learn? Where's the first place to start so they're not overwhelmed? And then do it by topic. You know, if you're reviewing certain gadgets, maybe that is a playlist for gadgets. If we're looking at the vidIQ channel and we're talking about new to vidIQ, here's what to do. So it's a good hand-holding step to take you right through the process for somebody that's new. If you're not new, okay, great. You're going to know where to find your stuff anyway. I like the idea of also having your latest uploads. I think that's quite important. And then something else, your popular uploads, which is nice to have. I usually tuck them down at the bottom because people tend to remember the things at the top. Excuse me. Tend to remember the things at the top, and then they tend to scroll all the way down to the bottom, kind of to give themselves a overview of the channel. So at the bottom, I go my most popular uploads, and I just stick them in there. So channel banner, critical. The what and the why of your channel. What is this channel about? Why should I subscribe? Channel trailer. Nice, punchy, loud, to the point, grab their attention. It auto plays. Tell them what the channel is about. And as Dan says, don't forget to update it, because if your channel has changed, well, then things are going to change. And then you want to make sure your audience is kept up to date. You have an option of using my strategy, which is putting the most popular video, the one with giving you subscribers and views, and using that as your channel trailer, especially if you don't have time to go and shoot a channel trailer right now. Maybe use that as a filler. Then head down to a playlist. Trevor said, make your most popular videos, watch time, retention, subscribers, group all those together, label them as new here, first time to this channel, start here, tell people what your channel is about by showing them great value. And then, as Dan said, talk about topics, group them into various playlists. So I guess our point that we're trying to make, really homing this point in, is that your channel trailer, your channel playlist is actually a critical part of that journey, that people are going to know what your channel is about. They're going to watch your videos, consume your content, and then go from video to video to video. Because guys, the one thing we didn't speak about is the value of the playlist, like getting people to not just watch one video and leave, but watch one video and then let it lead to another. Any tips on those when it comes to grouping videos together in a playlist?
Travis, you want to take it first?
So I think playlists should be themed, should be tightly themed. Hopefully tell a story, or at the very least, maybe educate you in different levels, I believe. It can be very tricky. Depending on your type of content. Let's say you have a baking channel, as we like to talk about here on vidIQ. If you have your chocolate cake series, that's great. Maybe you have your pancake series, that's great. And then maybe you have a series where you have multiple videos from other playlists that already exist, but like dessert for breakfast. Like maybe you have like a little funny kind of playlist where you have pancakes and cupcakes for breakfast, and that's a playlist. The whole point of this is to get people to watch something that's tightly themed, regardless of the videos that are necessarily in it. It's more about the topic idea and then making the parts fit within that idea. And again, a video could be in several playlists for that very reason. Probably should be, to be perfectly honest, because YouTube at the end of the day is a numbers game. The more videos you have, the more chance you have for success. The more videos that are in a playlist, the more chance they have for success, all of those things. So I like to try to think of playlists as like a way of almost like a story. Like, how do you tell this story, whether it be educating people or entertaining them? What's the story of the playlist?
Nice. And then, Dan, have you got tips on moving people from one video to the next video using a playlist?
I basically second everything Travis just said. It really is that simple. It's about keeping people engaged as much as possible, because the more they stay on your channel, the more you're rewarded for that, and the more chances they have to subscribe and get to know you and all that fun stuff. So anything you can do, if you start making a series about, I'll use the baking example, a baking series for cakes, and then you do one for cupcakes, but there's a recurring theme where you always do SpongeBob cakes, right? Every time you start a new baking project, it's SpongeBob themed. And so you have SpongeBob cakes, you have SpongeBob cupcakes, you have SpongeBob cookies. What if you did a whole playlist of just SpongeBob baking. So
Right.
that's that represents two different playlists. You have SpongeBob cupcakes, and now that video can be in another playlist. All of your SpongeBob themed baking projects. I know it's hyper specific, but I hope that it gets people kind of thinking about the ways they could use this, because just imagine it from the viewer's perspective. If you found that video because you wanted SpongeBob baking ideas, you're not necessarily married to being cupcakes. You might go through that playlist and see all the different things you could do to theme your baking around this character.
Okay, I like it. So again, you still need to have a purpose. And the idea is you've already got a library of content, a content library. You got lots of videos. You know what I mean? You got lots of videos on your channel. How could you reuse them? You've already shot them. You've already uploaded them. They've already been made live. How could you group things together that make sense under a specific topic? And remember, always keep the viewer in mind. They come to your channel. They maybe looked for tips on SpongeBob cakes. Oh, there's SpongeBob pancakes, and there's SpongeBob pizza, and there's SpongeBob whatever. Oh, now you've got a playlist specifically for SpongeBob. This is good for keywords as well. Good for intention, good for watch time, good for searchability. Playlists are critical. So many people simply have a bucket called cakes or baking. Well, that's too broad. Dan, any thoughts on how many videos should be in a playlist? Should there be lots of videos, or should there be, keep it to a certain number and then create a secondary playlist?
I haven't given that a lot of thought. I usually, what ends up happening is, like, for the gaming perspective, if I'm doing, let's say I'm playing Minecraft, and I might have two playlists. I might have a Minecraft playlist for all the Minecraft things. Then I might have a series playlist for if that video is part of like a larger series. And then if that video also features in the middle of it a tutorial, I might have it on a third playlist where it's on a tutorial. I don't really think about at the end, like after like a week of making these videos, a month, a year, I don't really think about how many videos I've just stuffed into a playlist. Maybe it ends up with 100 videos on it. Is that helpful? Do you expect anyone to sit through that whole thing? I think it's helpful because it groups them together. I think that helps with I think that helps with your keywords. I think that helps YouTube understand that this is still part of the same thing. So I don't think it hurts you, but I do think there's a chance that eventually people will stop watching the playlist at a certain point. If you were hoping they'd get through all that content, it might just go on too long, and they might kind of fall off and find something else to watch from you or somebody else. But I wouldn't necessarily worry about that, in my opinion.
Travis?
Yeah, I haven't really thought too much about it. You can find out what the view duration of a playlist is, and you could maybe use that to kind of dictate what you should do. But I think something you said just before this is maybe even more interesting, where you talk about what you're going to name the playlist. And this is actually an interesting point because playlists can rank in search. So you actually should be naming your playlist something that's SEO friendly. That is a really kind of hidden gem of something that people don't realize, that literally playlists can rank in search. And if you are wording and naming your playlist something that's a search-friendly name, then why not rank multiple of your videos at one time rather than just one? So, yeah, a really interesting kind of point about that.
Well, and a ninja tactic on that is don't forget that your playlist also has a description. And in your description, you should always put lots of those keywords right in there. Again, anytime we can feed the YouTube beast, we're going to. Anytime we can tell YouTube what our videos are about, we're going to. So we can have a nice playlist, keyword-rich naming, and keyword-rich inside the description of the playlist. All of those can only help. And a nice thing about being discovered on being discovered as a series, as part of a series, is when one video finishes in that playlist, the next video automatically starts to play. So you're keeping people nice and engaged. As if you go to the vidIQ channel, if you go look at the playlist, have a look at the way that we've named the playlist and have a look at the description of the playlist. You'll notice a lot of those keywords, rich functions are there. They're very human, readable, but they're very machine readable. So we're kind of appealing to both the human element, which is critical, and then, of course, the YouTube, Google algorithms, AI systems that are going to give us that beautiful, beautiful ranking. So again, it's got to have a purpose. So a lot of people just neglect playlists. Please, if you're going to do one thing today, is create a playlist strategy. And then don't just create the playlist strategy, make sure you list it on your home page. Again, if you go to the vidIQ channel, you'll see we have our channel banner, we have our little trailer, we have our starting here series, and then we have all our playlists, or some of our playlists at least, listed right there on the front page to take people through that journey, take the viewer through the journey, because that is what YouTube is about, getting people from point A to point B to point C. Very, very, very important is setting up your YouTube homepage for that success. But now that we've done this, another popular comment that we get all the time is this thing called branding. Do we care about branding? Should everything look similar? Should everything kind of have the same look and feel? Or is it okay to talk about lots of different things with lots of different colors, lots of different fonts? Where do you guys stand on branding on the YouTube channel? Travis, you want to pick this one up first?
I think something that is consistent is best. This is one of the things, and I'll talk about this for banners too. I'm not a graphical artist type guy. Like, that's not my strength. I want to spend time creating and getting the value out there. So this is one of the things that I actually will outsource if I really need to. Fortunately for me, people in my community have been able to do that for me, but you can even go to Fiverr and spend a little bit of money and just have someone who's really good at it, because I feel like you can always remake the $10 or $15 it's going to cost you to have someone make your banner. But that time that it might take you hours or even days to get it right, you're never going to get that back. So for me, that whole part, I'm going to give it to someone who's better. But I think something that that's important is you look at brands that are out there now and how they're pretty consistent across all of their packaging, and try to become that. That's what we say. That's what we mean when we talk about branding. When you think of a sports team, they have a certain colors, certain fonts. Like, what is your brand? It should be something that's unique to you, something that makes people think of you. And if you're not really good at graphical artistry, then there are people out there you can pay for not very much to get you looking super professional.
Okay, nice. So keep everything congruent with your channel feel, colors, themes, fonts. Dan, what are you seeing?
I mean, same across the board, definitely. You want to make sure that it looks like you're in the same place. Newer gaming channels make this mistake a lot, where they, maybe they're still figuring it out. I'm not saying that this is something that's wrong when you're just starting on YouTube. You should probably be focused on the content. I mean, you want something on the banner, but it should be a goal. It should be one of your long-form goals as you continue to build out your channel to eventually get that banner branded. And what we see again and again and again in audits are people with banners that are just their favorite game characters, maybe a screenshot of their favorite game, and then a logo that doesn't really match that. So it's sometimes just their current avatar in Fortnite or something, and then their banner is just sometimes not even Fortnite if they're playing Fortnite on their channel. Sometimes just their favorite game, Grand Theft Auto, they'll throw anything up there. And this drives us crazy. And what happens is we go to audit their channel. They're probably looking for advice on their titles, their descriptions, things they could be doing better to optimize their channel. And we stop everything and go, hey, like all of this you got going on, like fix it, and it's very distracting to a new viewer as well. Again, if someone took the time to come to your channel and actually see what you're all about, they're thinking of subscribing, they're thinking of becoming somebody who's going to be a part of your community for perhaps a long time, and they go there and they see this hodgepodge of things, that might be the best representation of your videos. Maybe your videos are like that too. And now they're like, well, I already seen enough hodgepodge channels. I'm kind of looking for someone who's focused on Fortnite and the best tips to like make me better at the game. So I'll find somebody who's taking it seriously. And that's really what it comes down to. Branding makes it feel like this person is taking this very seriously. And, you've locked them in, and now they're going to check out your playlists and everything else.
Okay. It's all about your viewer. Again, we keep going back to that. You're going to make it comfortable for your viewer to feel comfortable on your channel, to feel like they're getting value, to feel like they're engaged and part of your community. Because even Travis, you mentioned this, that you get your community to help you with your design. And you did that by building an epic community around you. And something that we all use quite a lot is the community posts. I use it on my channel. I use it to ask questions. I use it to create surveys. I use it to engage with my audience. And it's not about self-promotion. Hey, here's my latest video. It's more about, hey, I'm asking you questions. Should I make this video or that video? And as you can see on the vidIQ channel, when you go to youtube.com/vidIQ, go look at our community post. Things are done there with a purpose. done there for engagement, to understand and connect better with the viewer so that we can deliver much better content. So we can deliver content that you guys actually want to see. Travis, how do you use your community post on your channel?
I use it a couple different ways. I'm going to use it this coming up weekend for a contest to help people help me judge a contest, which I think is going to be fun. But you and I actually worked on a project. I don't know if you want to call it a project, but an idea that is working so well that I actually need to talk to you about some more ideas, because the video idea that we came up with based off of asking our community, my community, a question, that video is doing very, 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 very well, and even still right now. So I'm super excited about that. So you actually can use it to help find out if a video idea is going to do well. One of the reasons that I kind of felt good about making this video is the question we asked got so much engagement that it was a nice little test, kind of a dip a toe in the water to go, if I do this subject, will people be interested? And yes, they were. And the views are really showing that out right now. So yeah, I mean, you can use it to test the waters of an actual video idea, asking questions about something and seeing if people are passionate about it. And it's pretty amazing how well the community tab can work. And also, of course, building your community.
Yeah, it's super excited, especially when you want to test something, especially when you're not sure if there's a certain directions you want to go with. Who better to ask than the viewers, the people who are actually supporting your channel? They're going to tell you. And especially if you make it nice and simple by doing those polls where people can vote A, B, or C. Easy, easy, easy. Someone can do it on their phone whilst they eating breakfast or whilst they on their commute. Simply touch a button and they've just given you their vote. Dan, how are we using kind of the community post as far as memes are concerned? Because that's new for us, like these GIF-I. And it is GIF-I, not GIF-I. I don't care what anybody says. It is a GIF, not a GIF. End of story. Dan, how are we using those to kind of really promote our community post and engage with our community?
Yeah, I think what's cool about this is YouTube kind of puts the community tab just in different places depending on when you're viewing YouTube, how you're viewing YouTube. And so stuff like this GIF we have on screen right now of Rob pops up and it gets you to stop, like what's going on? What's this all about? And other times you put maybe your thumbnail there and ask a question. And then these tend to get a ton of likes and a ton of comments like you see on the screen now, 835 likes and 243 comments. And all of this is very valuable because now people can stop and go like, oh, I'm going to vote on this poll real quick. Well, this takes people 1 second to click one of these options, but you might be digging for some data on your next video. And now you just got it from your own community. You didn't have to go out on Twitter, Instagram, and like collect all this data using all these different services. It's here with your community is already following you and already interested in this topic. So on vidIQ, this is being used to great effect. And it's just really, it's endless what you can do with this thing.
It's all about the viewer. At the end of the day, it's the viewer, the viewer, the viewer. They're the ones who are going to watch you, support you, going to watch your next video, drop your comments, share your videos, make it about that community. But now, the last tab that I want to talk about is the About page. So many people simply skip that, and all they do, if you go to their About page, it will have one line which they wrote back in 2011 when they set up their channel, and they've never looked back at that. Is that a mistake? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I spend a good couple minutes on audits I do talking about the About page. There's so much value that can be had from there. And YouTube indexes the page, which is something a lot of people don't know. It's another opportunity for SEO. Putting some of your keyword phrases in there works. It absolutely, we've tested it. We know that YouTube knows what's on that page. So just leaving it blank or just putting, hey, this is where my random videos go is a wasted opportunity. You want to, A, tell people what type of value you're going to give. B, tell them why they should pay attention to you. And then C, give YouTube another opportunity to figure out what your channel's about by putting some SEO in there. There's some examples that we've shown, and I believe we actually talk about this in one of the Academy courses. So you definitely want to take a look at that. It's a really easy place to gain a little bit more SEO, a little bit more of an advantage. YouTube is all about stacking the deck in your favor. One thing going to win you 1 million views? No, but all of those little things add up exponentially when you start to do them. And the About page is just a simple thing you literally can do today and can start paying off very quickly.
Yep, absolutely. And Dan, are you seeing the same when you guys do channel audits and when you speak to customers?
Oh yeah, it's kind of funny that probably the second or third thing I'll do when I'm visiting a channel. So we'll do pre-selected channels, right? They'll submit. I want an audit. First, I'll look at their homepage. Then I'll look at their videos real quick, and then to get a real sense of them, I'll look at their about page, because usually what happens is I'm looking at this list of videos and I don't quite understand yet who they are, and I want to know. So I click about, and nothing is more frustrating when they're like, "Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe."
Yeah.
Why?
Absolutely.
Why? I hate when people ask you to subscribe, by the way, because I always want to follow up with why. It just seems to miss the mark. The about section is your opportunity to tell me why I should subscribe. And don't outright ask me. The subscribe button is right here in the corner. Like, it's there. It's nice. It's big. It's red. Don't worry about that. I'll subscribe if I want to. Just give me the value up front. Tell me what your channel's about.
Yeah.
About section.
And so many people simply just don't bother with it. But remember, when somebody discovers a channel, they're going to look at your banner and maybe you caught their attention. But what if you didn't? What if you didn't give your value proposition in the channel banner and you didn't do it effectively in your channel trailer, and they still can't work out what's going on with the playlist? Like, are you all over the place? Well, the about section is where you have an opportunity to really engage with your potential viewer and say, look, this is what I do on this channel. This is the kind of stuff you're going to find. As Travis says, use lots of keywords, lots of things that people are going to be searching for. All of that stuff is going to help. But at the end of the day, someone needs to leave your about page knowing exactly what you're about. You've got a good chunk of characters there where you can really get into it and tell them what your video is about, what your channel is about, and why they should be there. As Dan said, don't beg for that subscription. I hate that as well. I completely agree. But if you are finding value, okay, now I get it. Now I'll go back and look at a couple of videos and then hit that subscribe button. So, Phil, before we end off and go to Q&A, Travis, any final thoughts on setting up your channel homepage for success?
It's so critical, and so many people miss this, that conversion can happen on the homepage. It literally can happen after someone watches a video, clicks your name to find out more about you, and then sees that A, your channel is set up nice, B, they're going to get the content that they originally watched, and C, have a reason to subscribe or watch more content. I can go in depth as to why strategically this makes sense, and even algorithmically, like how you can trigger the algorithm by having someone go through your homepage. But the point is this: spend the time. This is one of the things that will move the needle. 1,000% it will move the needle. I guarantee it, if you do it correctly. I've done this with multiple audits, with multiple coaching clients. It has made a huge difference. If you sleep on this advice, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, because everyone wants to know, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? This is one of the things that you do to grow. Literally, this is one of the things that you could pay someone to tell you, and we're giving it to you for free right now.
And you can do it right now. There isn't any heavy lifting, because most of that work already lives on your channel. It's just about grouping it together and make it easily accessible for your viewer. So there's no real reason why not. Dan, final thoughts on setting up your home channel for success?
I think it's just important to keep it up to date. You know, your channel is going to evolve, and whether you do it through your trailer or you do it through your playlists, all those suggestions are valid. There's not necessarily a wrong way to do it, the most wrong way is to not do it at all. So keep it up to date and don't forget about it. Go back, change that. When to people who've already subscribed to you, change that video once in a while for your returning subscribers. They are returning subscribers. They will eventually see the video, and if they want to watch it, they will watch it. So change it up every once in a while. Make it your latest video. Make it one you're just really proud of. Make it a throwback video. Have some fun with it. There's a lot you can do. The community tab, if you have it, use it. Have fun with that. Make polls. I made a nonsense poll one day. I said, I said. All of the above or all of the below, and those were the two options, and it got some confusing, but people voted on it. It was just nothing. It was just something I had fun with one day. Be silly if you want to be silly, or use it to great effect and determine what kinds of videos that you want to make next. But use your channel page. Don't forget about it.
Love it, love it, love it. These are practical tips anybody can do right now. So again, channel banner, make sure the what and the why of your channel trailer, make sure you tell people visually, audibly what value you bring to them. It's not about you. It's not about you, what you had for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, what you did. It's about the viewer. What value? What are they going to find on your channel? Use that effectively. Use your playlist. Develop a playlist strategy. Use keywords in your description and the titling of your playlist. And then don't forget to put those playlists on your home page so people know where to start, know where to get to, and all of that is going to help you. Community tab, community post, in order to engage with your community, get surveys, get feedback, engage with your community, and then the about page, which is where you tell people lots and lots of stuff about you, lots of stuff about them. What are they going to get? Because remember, believe it or not, your YouTube channel is not actually about you. It's about the value that you give to your audience. That is why they connect with you. That's why they love your content. They love you for what you do. And that's why they smash that subscribe button. Guys, it's been lots of fun. We're about to take in some questions from everybody here who's here in the chat. If you're here with us, if you've got a question for us, let's do this. You think maybe it's Q&A time? For what do you guys think? You ready for this?
Let's do it.
All right. So I think the best way to do it is in the chat. Just start with @vidIQ and then kind of drop us your question. We'll pick some out, throw them up on the screen, and we'll give you some rapid fire answers. And then let's see how we can help you today.
All right. I'll just start pulling them here. We can all see them. So we have, I would like to ask you about using free copyright music provided by channels, since I don't like the YouTube audio library music. Do you think it's still okay if I follow the channel's guidance?
This is easy for me. No, you don't know where those channels got that music from. They can tell you that they created it and that it's copyright free, but I've seen it on more than one occasion that someone has done that. And then when you go to that other channel, really dig deep, they don't own that music. There's just no way to know. Services are kind of a better way to go. There's Music Bed, there's, Epidemic Sound, all these different services. And of course, the very free and actually pretty decent YouTube library. I just wouldn't risk it. It's not worth the copyright claims and potential strikes that you could incur.
Yeah, and just to add to that, because Travis is spot on. The one thing that you might find is that you'll get away with it now, but maybe in a year's time, when your channel is really growing and you're doing everything well and you got your groove, you got your audience, then somebody hits you with a community strike, and now you start you're going to be paying back for this mistake. It's just not worth it.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to recommend one service. We're not sponsored by any of these, and there's a lot out there, but one on the top of my mind right now, just because I follow them on Twitter and they've been doing a lot, it's called Pretzel. Oh. And they have music that is specific for safe for YouTube, safe for Twitch, safe for whatever, and you can actually go in and categorize, like, I'm streaming on Twitch today, I'm doing a YouTube video today, and it's just a playlist. You can choose what type of music you want. They have a bunch of music that's you're allowed to use based on whatever service, and then it'll just run through it. And so you can just turn it on in the background while you're playing whatever. It's great for live streaming. You can use it in your videos, but just make sure you put YouTube safe mode on so it doesn't put any other music. Like, that's how this copyright music, like, you got to be careful, because sometimes it's licensed for use on YouTube, but not in other places. Yeah. So even the YouTube audio library isn't necessarily like, do whatever I want. You got to be really careful.
Well, and then final point on your point is that, remember, a lot of these paid for services that give you license to use their music or their B-roll footage, sometimes they have that term that says only whilst you're a valid paying customer. And the second you stop paying for that service, you can no longer make new content. You can keep the old stuff on, that's fine, but you can no longer use the stuff that you've downloaded in your new videos. So read those terms and conditions. Yeah. All right, let's do some more questions.
Let's see. I'm just picking random ones here. Would you recommend setting a playlist for the returning sub content?
All right. So
I think he's saying, like, we have one for new to hear. Or is there one for returning? I think the latest uploads is exactly that. Yeah. To be honest, in my mind.
Yeah, I agree. I would use the latest upload as my returning content. Also, remember, people return to your videos or to your channel for different reasons. Maybe they want to follow up. Maybe they want the next version. Maybe they missed something. So I don't like having a bucket specifically for returning, but the latest upload kind of is a good all rounder for me.
Yeah, I second all of that information. I have enough to worry about. Now I got to make a playlist for returning subscribers.
Nice.
For the subscribe button, where I have mine, it's in after the first 30 seconds. Then it pops up again when there's 90 to 120 seconds left on the video. Is that setting okay?
Yeah, I mean, if it works for you, yes. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the little branding sign at the bottom, kind of right of your video, like over there.
I think so.
Yeah. So I personally have mine throughout the entire video. Okay, I see no reason why not. Some people don't like it. Some people like for it visually pop up every once in a while as that pattern interruption. You got to test what works on your channel and see if it does anything for you. Try it like that. Try it for the entire video. See if you see a noticeable difference. I don't think there's a right and a wrong way, unless you guys disagree.
No, if you're watching CBS or something, they put their logo in the bottom right of the screen the whole time you're watching the show. It doesn't bother anybody. So yeah, if it's your logo, if it's literally a button that says subscribe, I don't think that's bad. It's not begging or anything like that.
All right.
All right. How about what's a healthy impression click-through rate for a channel? Mine, I guess for this month was 15.3%. What's a good target to aim for?
Well, that's so on the surface, that's excellent.
Yes.
But what we don't know is how many impressions that is. So the problem with click-through rate is you just want to go higher. If your channel was like a 30,000 subscriber channel and you're getting, a couple 100,000 views a month, a 15% click-through rate is incredible. It's like incredible. However, if you're just starting out, maybe you have 100 subscribers and you get maybe, 30, 40 views a video, your click-through rate will be higher because the amount of impressions that you get are not super high. So just for people to understand, if you got 100 impressions and 15 people clicked on it, you have a 15% click-through rate, which doesn't sound excellent, but in terms of YouTube is actually pretty good. However, as you get more impressions, that number just drops. It just does. So just keep it as high as you can. If you can keep your CTR at this number for the rest of your career, you're going to be majorly successful.
And it's all relative. So I know I worked with a channel who had, and I still can't believe I'm saying this, 70% CTR, 70, which is, mind blowing. When they dropped to 60%, people went into panic mode. Okay. I don't think I've even seen those numbers. Not even if I multiply my CTR rate, I still don't get those numbers.
Yeah.
So it's all relative to your channel. So the way I see the healthy ratio, whether it's above or beyond, I look at my channel's average for the last 30 days. I will work out what my average CTR is. And then if my next video is performing way under that average, then I panic and change up my thumbnail. If it's kind of in line with what it is, I just basically leave it alone. It's not you versus somebody else or what is the YouTube standard. It's all about your own channel and making sure that you're improving on your own content, your own channel the whole time.
Yep. I have another question here, and I want to put this on the screen, but before I do, I just want to say there's a lot of people repeating certain questions that don't really have a whole lot to do with what we're talking about here. Someone keeps asking about Streamlabs and stuff. Make sure you keep tech support related questions on the proper channels. And we're here today to talk about YouTube related questions and things of that nature. So just wanted to say that because I keep seeing a pop. How important is it for your channel banner for gaining subscribers? For example, having new videos every week on the banner versus just having your name and the type of videos you make.
I personally just want to make sure if you're ever committing to how often you're doing your videos that you're actually doing it. So many times, one of the first questions I ask someone when someone has like new videos every Tuesday, I'll ask them, is that true? Is that still true? And at least 50 to 60% of the time, they're like, oh, no, actually the last couple of months. Inevitably that's the case. So I just tell people, don't even put it on there because life happens. Sometimes you just have a couple of weeks where you can't upload. Don't break the promise because you're giving someone a reason to not watch more. I believe people come to your channel to look for a reason to leave. Like they're actually not wanting to stay. They're like, give me a reason. And if they see a new video every week and they see your last video was 2 weeks ago, all right, I'm out because this person, is not doing what they say they're going to do. So don't give them a reason to leave for something silly like that. Give your value proposition. You don't have to tell them every week, especially if life happens.
Yeah, I must say, I tested this on my channel as well. I used to do like Tech Tip Tuesdays, and every Tuesday there was to be a video. And then I decided, hold on, too much pressure. Let's say new videos weekly. And then I changed it up to, hey, forget what it is. Here's the value I bring you. And guess what? That last one just worked the best because it doesn't put me under pressure to deliver a mediocre video. I'd rather take the extra day, put the extra effort in, and deliver more value. So great question. Remember, the YouTube banner is about the what and the why. What is this channel about? Why should I subscribe? It's not, well, how often am I going to get a video from you? So remember that the what and the why are the two important factors here.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I have nothing to add. I'm going to click another question. Let's see. Try this one. How do you get the returning sub content to the uploads playlist? So anytime you upload a video, it goes to your uploads playlist, is what we were talking about before.
Right, yes.
So to avoid any confusion, you have a playlist called Uploads. It was made by YouTube. You can choose to put it on your homepage or not. I think by default it might be there, but I'm not 100% sure. Once you set up your channel page, it might be just like the default one. But anything you upload goes into that playlist automatically, and it's sorted by your latest video to your first video.
Yeah. What Dan said.
I didn't have anything to add to the last one, so I just took over. Let's see. I'm trying to read these before I click them, just to make sure, and then
that we're on topic.
There's a bit of a delay for that reason. Do you have some tips on how to grow my Fortnite channel quickly? I recently started, and I was wondering if you had any really helpful tips. By the way, I'm a big fan. Thanks for being so helpful. Thank you.
Nice. I'm glad you didn't try to read the name though.
Oh no, I'm done with that.
All right, so well, you know what? Let Travis and I start taking a stab at a gaming channel because I'm not a gamer, even remotely. Travis, do you game?
Yeah, a little bit here and there, sure.
Yeah, but are you a YouTube gamer?
No, I mean, I there are a couple of people that I watch play games on YouTube, and it's interesting because it's not necessarily because I want to watch a lot of gaming content. I don't watch a lot of gaming content. There's really only 2 or 3 people that I watch when they do a certain game that I'm kind of interested in, that I will just straight up watch. And one of those, and I've watched hours of certain content of his, Jacksepticeye, like certain games he plays, the way he goes through them is entertaining. And it's almost not even really about the game. It's about his experience through the game. He's an excellent storyteller and an excellent commentator while he plays specific type of games. Like I loved watching his Detroit Become Human series. I loved watching Last of Us 2. I loved watching a lot of those type of stories where you can see his emotion come through while he's playing. I think he's a genius at that. Like he's excellent at it. Definitely really great. And then, there's other ones that I just like to see for comedy and humor purposes. And, those are the reasons that I watch gaming channels, even though my primary watch on YouTube is not gaming. So maybe something to take from that.
Okay, so that was good. I set him up to bat, and he knocked it out the park. So the gaming channel kind of world for us non-gamers, I would definitely start with that. We watch for the character, for the personality, for the person delivering the content. Are they funny? Are they entertaining? Are they just silent whilst we watch him or her play a game on the screen? All of those really make a difference, and those help grow a gaming channel. The guy I watched a lot of and I hang out with is Preston Plays. Superb Minecraft, does lots of different stuff on his various multi-million user channels. And I watch because of him and his family and his wife and his brother. And it's just the characters that they build around the game itself. So for me, it's all about, to grow a gaming channel, the advice I always give is, how are you different to the millions of other channels that are out there doing the exact same content? Why would somebody watch you? And the reason they watch you is they watch you for you. So my biggest tip for a gaming channel to stand out specifically, bring you to the party. It's not about the game. It's about you and how you deliver it. Okay, but remember, we're non-gamers, so we'll hand it over to the master of gaming. Dan, that's you.
When it comes to games like Fortnite, ones that are just so popular that you're coming into a world that's so much competition, it's mind-boggling. The thing you got to remember is that a lot of people are starting out and they're asking the same questions and they're just trying things as well. So you could put yourself ahead of the game by just doing, in my opinion, one thing and one thing well, and that is to provide value when you start a gaming channel, especially when it's one as popular as Fortnite, Minecraft, Grand Theft Auto, whatever it is. Think of either A, something you didn't know when you started the game and you learned over time by watching YouTube or looking at blogs or whatever, or B, just fun content that could benefit the audience. The top 5 guns, the top 5 maps, the top 5 strategy. Like, people love listicles. People love short, easily digestible content, and that could be really good for growing a channel. I understand that it's hard to do that every single video, every single week. It takes a lot of work, a lot of research, but try to mix that into your strategy as you're making Fortnite videos, because those you'll find are your most high impact videos when it comes to views and new subscribers.
Love it. Love it. And on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap up another TUBETALK live episode. These are the kind of fireside chats that we're going to have every once in a while. We'll jump on. There'll be a couple of us. We'll take a topic. We'll dissect it amongst us first. Then we'll get a couple of questions from you guys. And then we'll bring that up on the screen. So if you like this, please let us know. Let us know in the comments here. Let us know by giving the stream a thumbs up. Do you want us to do more of these? Let's discuss more topics. We'll definitely keep an eye out on our community tab where we're going to put more things like this on there. And again, all we want to do at vidIQ is give you value, help you out, help you grow your channel so that you are successful. So Dan and Travis, thank you for hanging out on this episode. And I think what we have to do is do the awkward goodbye wave that Rob has so successfully integrated into our lives as we awkwardly wave goodbye. Guys, smash that thumbs up on your way out, and thanks for hanging out with us, and enjoy your video making day.